Excuse me. Sometimes with intention, strong, forceful intention, you have to reflect on what you've been through. You have to think about what you've been through. Not because you're not over it, not because you're stuck there, but because you intend to find out and figure out why you went through what you went through. What exactly are you supposed to be getting out of that experience? And what are you supposed to be applying to your life, to your situation right now, after going through those experiences? So, what have you been through? What have you dealt with? What kind of pressure has been applied to your life, to your journey, to your story? And what are you going to do about it? Is it just a story to tell? Is it just something to get over, to get past, and be grateful that you made it past it and over it? All those things are good and all those things are well, as when you share testimonies, it inspires people and it lifts people up. And when you show gratitude for getting over something or getting past something, you're attracting more things to be grateful for. But it just doesn't stop there. What are you supposed to be applying to your life after all that pressure has been applied to you? So, you cried all these tears, you had all this worry, you had all this doubt, and you beat the odds, you made it, you conquered it. So, things come and they happen for many reasons. Many reasons. A lot of people focus more on karmic reasons, karma, more so than there's so many other reasons out there why things happen to you. Not necessarily to you, but for you. You have that's the one thing that most people have to stop doing, is stop looking at things happening to them and start realizing that things are actually happening for them. So, okay, so you go through something and miraculously, or I'm sorry, miraculously, you get past it, you conquer it, you beat it, and you didn't think that you could, you didn't think that you would, you didn't think you would ever get over something or rise above it or whatnot, but you did. And you realize that you didn't do this alone. There are spiritual entities, there's God, there's angels, there's spirit guides that are sent into your life that help you along the way, you know? So you go through these things and another situation comes up. Might not be the same situation, but it might even be remotely similar. And you're going through it worrying again. Why are you worrying? Why are you worrying? When you've gone through all these experiences so far and seen that you always come out on top. You always rise above it. So what is there to worry about? That's reason number one that I want to talk about. Sometimes things come into your life so that you can know what kind of power is out there and what kind of power is within you. So you go through a heavy situation that scares you, rattles you up. Oh my God, the world is crumbling. Your world is crumbling. You don't know how you're gonna make it. You don't know how you're gonna rise above this, but you do. That was to show you that you are well taken care of, that you are loved, that you are covered, that things will not turn out the way that you fear that they will. So, after you go through that kind of experience and you see that things turned out differently than you worriedly expected, then it's time for you to change your mindset and change your feelings about your trials and your tribulations and your challenges. It's time for you to look at those differently. They are here to make you. They are not here to break you. And it is your choice. It is absolutely your choice. You choose whether or not it's going to make you or it's going to break you. But the goodness of this world, of this universe, allows those things to come into your life to make you, to build you. The evil of this world has the intent to break you. And you have to choose what path and what side you're on. If you're on the path of building yourself and creating the best version of yourself, then you have to allow yourself to see your challenges as a gift. No matter how bad they hurt, no matter how bad they scare you, your challenges are a gift to you because they are molding you and developing you and creating what it is that you want to be. So when they come, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to feel any kind of sadness, any kind of so-called negative feelings about what you're going through. That is normal. You are human. But what are you focusing on is what's most important. Are you focusing on how scared you are? Are you focusing on how the worst possible outcome? Or are you focusing on the best possible outcome? I am going to have to go get something from my nose. I'm sorry, I just can't sit up here and do this video with mucus coming out of my nose. You know, it's one of those days. So if you just give me just one moment, I'll be right back. So evidently there's someone on the other side that doesn't want me to complete this video. But hey, I'm still here. Just had to do what I had to do for a second. Hopefully I didn't gross anybody out. But then again, you shouldn't be that out of touch with humanity. So, where was I? Help me out here. Help me out here. Where was I? Where was I? Oh yeah, your choice about what you're focusing on. You're gonna choose to focus on what you're scared of and the worst possible outcome, or you're gonna choose to focus on the best possible outcome. My point is, and with this reason, is that sometimes your challenges come to show you who has the power, who has the greatness. It's for you to recognize not only the divine power outside of you and working with you along the way, but to also, most importantly, recognize the divine power inside of you, within you. So I challenge you in a great way to see your challenges in a different light. See them as a gift, as a blessing. And some of my past videos, I've talked about loving your responsibilities. A lot of people dislike their responsibilities because they are responsible for them and they are mandatory and they are priorities, and they would rather be doing other things. I don't look at my responsibilities like that, because whatever I am responsible for, 9 times out of 10, I chose to be responsible for it. So if I made the choice to be responsible for it, then I should love my responsibility, because I was actually entrusted with what I chose to be responsible for. Same thing with your challenges. You want to be this great person. You want to attain wealth. You want to attain spiritual growth. You want to attain wisdom and power and all the wonderful things that you want to be fulfilled in this life. Well, you want those things, but you have to recognize that that's why those challenges come to you. They come to you so that you can attain those things, so that you will have the strength, so you can grow into this being that you aspire to be. So when they come, yeah, I know it's irritating, it's frustrating, but be grateful. Be grateful, because it's a step towards where you want to be. And that's not to say that you're not grateful for where you are now. You should be. You should be, especially if you come so far from where you used to be and who you used to be. You have to be grateful for where you are presently, because that's another part of attaining what you want in this life. You have to be grateful. Gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for. So keep that in mind as it pertains to your challenges, and as it pertains to what you're facing in the present and what you have in the present time. Because there was a time, if you are growing, if you are allowing yourself to grow along this journey, and I say that because there's some people who are a bit off and a bit confused about growth and all that, and they're actually stagnant and stuck and actually not growing, and they don't even realize it. So, but if you can look back over your journey and see the growth, not just in material things, I'm talking about the growth in you, the change in you. A lot of people shun away from change, feeling like they're not being true to who they really are. And I think I feel like that's very unhealthy, because the world is constantly changing, and I'm not saying that we should move with that change. I'm just saying that change is constant, and the way that the world is changing is not always healthy and a good way to change. I'm talking about healthy change in you. You growing into a stronger person, a wiser person, a person that doesn't handle things the way that you used to, a person that doesn't speak the way that you used to because you've grown and you've matured, a person that doesn't react the way that you used to, or much more so responds in a very healthy way, much healthier than you used to, because you're growing, you're maturing, you're developing, and you're allowing yourself to do so. So If you can reflect and you can see and you can feel those changes inside of yourself, because that's where it's most important, is inside of you, uh, you should be grateful. You should be very, very grateful, because you are much more further than you realize on this journey. You're much further ahead than you realize when you are a person that can look over your life and see that you've grown, that you've matured, and you've you're bringing about greatness in your life and other people's lives. You're inspiring more people. You're inspiring yourself more. It's because you're growing. It's because you're changing. And you're attracting new things into your life. New people, new experiences. It's because of the change inside of you. If you're attracting the same old experiences in your life, it's because you haven't gotten out of it what you need to get out of it. So that moves me into my second point. Oh, my next point. I don't know how many there's going to be. So challenges also come so that you can get something out of it. It comes to teach you something. It comes to show you something about not just yourself, but the people that are in your life. Things that you never thought to realize about yourself or about the people that you've always called yourself close to. These challenges come so that you can recognize those things, acknowledge those things, and live accordingly to what you know. Sometimes this can get pretty ugly. This can get pretty ugly when it comes to people that you've always been close to and that you've always loved and seen in this glorious light, you know. Sometimes this can rattle you so hard, so bad that it can it can ruin that relationship if you're not careful. But at the same time that this is happening, like I said, it will show you some things about yourself. So you will see your own imperfections as well. You will see where you fall short. You will see where you got some cleaning up to do and you got some growing to do. And that happens so that while you're seeing what's going on with this person or these people that you've always loved and adored, you will show mercy, you will show compassion, and you will show kindness towards them, and you will not be judgmental, because judgment is so unhealthy. That's so unhealthy. That's got to go. uh, so these challenges will come to show you things about yourself and show you things about people around you, whether they've been in your life your whole life or they're new in your life. It's there to show you some things that you need to know. Because as much as we love people, everybody can't be too close to us. Everybody can't go where you're going. That doesn't mean that they're a horrible person. That does not mean that they're on the worst possible journey. It just means that y'all not going in the same direction. And it doesn't mean that you have to dislike each other or fall out over it. It just means that y'all are not on the same path. Y'all not on the same vibration. And that is cool, you know, but you need to know these things so that you're not wasting your time. You're not investing energy and time where it doesn't need to go. So challenges come for that reason as well, to show you things about yourself and show you things about people that are in your life that mean the world to you. You know, sometimes you gotta kind of get those people out of the way so that you can leave that door open for people that are of the same vibration and that are on the same path and on the same journey as you, so that y'all can walk together and do this thing together, you know? And it will most of the time come from unexpected people. A lot of the time we think that our family, blood related family, are the ones that are supposed to be closest to us. It's not always the case. Not always the case. And in some cases, yes, you do have a blood relative that you are close to, that you're of the same vibration, and you can do this together, whatever it may be. But at a lot of times, it's gonna come from people that's not in your bloodline, and it's all and that's to teach you about that right there is to teach you about unity. You know, it's not about mine, his, theirs. We are actually all in this together, and we have to form our teams. It's not about division. It's about connecting with those that are doing the same thing that you're doing, so that we can hurry up and get these things done. It's not a rush, but it'll go a lot smoother if you connect with those. Allow yourself to connect with those who are vibrating on your level, you know, and interact with those other people that you love, those other people that you've always close to, that you've always been close to. Interact with them when you get a chance, when you get a moment of some chill time, because it's not that you don't love them anymore. It's just that you're on a mission. They should be on one too, and they should understand and they should respect your mission as much as you respect theirs. So let them go do what they do. You do what you do, and then when you get a moment of time to chill, connect with them. Have your fun, have your laughs, get your hugs in, get your kisses, and all that good stuff, and then go to doing what you're here to do again, and allow them to do the same. So those are two reasons that challenges come into your life. Um, to show you your power, to show you the greatness, to show you what's working with you and for you, not just outside of you, but within you, and also to show you things about yourself and the people in your life that you didn't even think to realize before. You need to know these things. You need to know. You need to know it about yourself, and you need to know it about them. Knowledge is power. It's time to graduate from believing to knowing. It's not, I believe this about this person, I believe this about myself. It's, I know this about that person, I know this about myself. Knowledge is where the power is. We don't have room for belief anymore. Not saying that you shouldn't have faith in anything. And faith is very powerful. But you need to know what you know. And not doubt yourself, not question yourself, no matter what. And that's why another reason these challenges come. So that you can know what you know. And not have room for, oh, I believe this is going to happen. I believe this is. You should know enough about yourself, about your mission, and your purpose in life to know not the exact outcome, but at least to know what direction you're headed in. And you should know that great things are ahead of it because you're sticking to the journey. That a beautiful, wonderful, powerful result is in the works. That's what you should know. And the experiences come, these challenges come to knock out all those doubts, to knock out all those fears. So look at your challenges differently now. Look at yourself differently. Look at the people in your life differently now. When you come to realize that You're on a journey just like everybody else, whether they realize it or not. It's not for you to judge them for what they know, what they realize, what they don't know, what they don't realize. It's not for you to judge. You don't have time for that. You're too busy and you're too happy to be worried about what somebody else is doing and not doing. Don't worry about the shots people throw at you. Don't worry about any of that anymore. Focus. Focus on your happiness. Focus on your growth. Focus on your purpose and your mission. And take your eyes off of all that negativity, all that distraction. The greatest thing you can be to people is not a person who gives advice. You want to know what the greatest thing you could be is an example. You want somebody to get something out of that, get something that they're not allowing themselves to see. Be the example. If they're meant to see that, and if they're meant to grow in that direction, then they will. If not, it's not for you to worry about. But just know that somehow, some way, your example will be great. Keep your peace. Keep your strength. Express your love. Express yourself fearlessly. You got this. You can do this. You are doing this. You've been doing this for a while. It's just time for you to acknowledge yourself. It's time for you to pat yourself and love on yourself for what you're doing. Stop taking what you're doing for granted. You've learned from taking other people for granted. So you no longer do that. You no longer take people for granted, other people for granted. Now it's time to learn to stop taking yourself for granted, because that is so important. So I know I went a little off the topic here. That's normal. We're talking, we're engaging. Well, I'm talking, y'all listening, and y'all might be talking back to the screen. You might be saying, right on, man. Cool, that's what's up. You might be saying something to the screen while you're watching it, and that's cool, because I can feel the love. I can feel it, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm going to keep on going. I want you to keep going too. I want you to keep on doing what you're doing. If it's lifting up the hearts and minds of humanity, if your presence makes this world a better place, keep on doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me. And till next time, I'll holler at y'all later. All right.